I'm Davy. I'm awesome. And welcome to Davy's Awesome Stories, where I tell funny stories from my past or go on a rant in an effort to make you laugh. But this week, it's a special message. To give you a little backstory, those of you who have not been watching. Last year, on the story video before Halloween, I did a video undoing a Halloween myth. And in that video, I made a throwaway statement. Just a quick little thing where I was like, I'm going to mention this and we're going to move on. But we didn't. I mentioned the worst candy that was ever made. The worst candy that was ever invented. A candy so horrible, it really doesn't sell all that well. We're talking about candy corn. Candy corn is disgusting. But that was it. I was just going to mention it and move on. But despite the fact that the video itself was about the Halloween myth of people putting razor blades in Snickers bars and stuff like that, that is what got the most notice. My brother, my best friend, author Ken Lindsay, author of the Gavin English series and the River Runes, available at kenlindsaybooks.com. And even my own wife had to comment about how they think I'm wrong, candy corn is delicious. And I've been praying for all three of you ever since. But even after answering their comments, I had to hear more about this candy corn debacle. So I'm going to clear something up. People who say they like candy corn, you never see them eat candy corn. Like, I'm sorry I'm such an edgy comedian with my edgy candy corn jokes, but some people agree with me that candy corn is awful, and some people lose their friggin' minds just like, candy corn is amazing! Candy corn is wonderful! It's everything I believe in. And again, what gets me about that statement, I never see these people eating candy corn, ever. Candy corn's always available. Like every Halloween or harvest party you go to. I touched on that in the Halloween myth video, that for some reason when my fellow Christians have to host Halloween parties, I have to call them harvest parties because they're afraid that if they say Halloween, they're going to get AIDS and die. There's always bowls of candy corn. But when you know it, at the end of the night, there are still bowls of candy corn. It never goes away. Looks like maybe one or two people ate it, which is what happens. I do it too sometimes. It has a weird effect on you where you forget that you hate this stuff, that it's nasty. And you grab a couple, you eat them, and then you curse the day you were born. But by the end of the night, the chips and dip, gone. The little sandwiches, gone. The caramel and candy apples, gone. The candy corn really hasn't decreased in size all that much. Even in school, every year for Halloween, you'd have the teacher like, okay, everybody, there's a jar full of candy corn, and whoever has the closest guess to how much candy corn is in there gets the whole jar of candy corn. Yeah, I wouldn't even try. I was forced to make a guess, so I would just come up with the lamest number. I would just write something like 2, when there's clearly like 1,000 candy corns in there. I didn't care. That was a contest I really didn't want to win. Because if I would have gotten that jar of candy corn, it would have been the same thing as that teacher telling me, hooray, you win! So later you get to throw this in the trash. And you know who always won? That person who was just ridiculously competitive. That classmate who just wanted to win just to win. Because they'd get the candy corn, and it wasn't like other times of the year. It wasn't Valentine's Day when you'd get the jar of Reese's Kisses, where they would just grab it and start eating. No, they'd get the jar, they'd set it on their desk, offer to share it with everybody. Because they didn't want it either. Even working in retail, for years been working in retail, almost every retail place around Halloween brings out a ton of candy corn. Pallets of candy corn. And then, after Halloween, one of the 4 favorite holidays of my wife, no kidding, her favorite holidays are day after Valentine's Day, day after Easter, day after Halloween, day after Christmas, because that's when all the candy gets marked down 50%. But you have to get there quick to get the good stuff. To get like the little Snickers, the little Reese's Cups, the little Milky Ways, you got to get there bright and early the next day, and she does. But wouldn't you know it, there's always plenty of candy corn. Candy corn's marked down 50%, doesn't really sell. Even my wife, who claims that she loves candy corn, doesn't really buy it. Because to her, the person who just loves candy corn still looks at it and goes, 50 cents for a bag of candy corn with 5,000 pieces. No deal. Not just 50 cents. As time goes on, we start marking stuff down lower and lower. And always in weird increments. It always goes from, it's marked down 50%. Now it's marked down 60%. Now it's marked down 75%. Now 90%. It's like the store saying, guys, we can't just give it to you. We can't do that. But please get it out of here so we don't have to pay the shipping costs to send this crap back. And the thing is, all the other nasty candies that nobody likes, the Smarties, the Necco wafers, they might sell, most of them. We'll have to send back a couple of boxes. But every year we send back a couple of pallets of candy corn. But it's so delicious. And here's the thing with my wife, the one claiming that she loves candy corn. While I was preparing this video, she was still claiming to love candy corn, even though I pointed out, I've never seen you eat a piece of candy corn. Even when we were at the harvest party, I gotta call it that. I don't want the Johnsons to get leprosy. Even then, didn't touch the candy corn. You never buy a bag of candy corn. And what she claims is, I like it, but I'm the only one in this house that would eat it. And I can't eat a whole bag of candy. Since when can you not eat a whole bag of candy? No kidding. If she buys a bag of miniature Three Musketeers, I better get there quick or I ain't getting any. And to try to show me up, she went out and bought caramel candy corn. You got caramel flavoring in there. That's cheating. But then, my best friend, author Ken Lindsay, he tried to say it was delicious, and I said the same thing. I've never once seen you eat a single piece of candy corn. Never once! And he tried to claim that it's because he eats it too fast, or because I just wasn't paying attention. You know dang well I would have paid attention to that. You know it, Ken! Ken has been my best friend since we were like 9 or 10 years old. So like a tradition of most best friends like that, we have gotten into heated arguments over the stupidest things. Like his ex-wife still tells people about a time we got into a heated debate. A heated debate! As in yelling at each other, calling each other names, telling each other how stupid the other one is. And the debate was over which is a better combination, chocolate and caramel or chocolate and peanut butter. This really happened. And here was the thing about this debate. Neither one of us was denying that both chocolate and caramel and chocolate and peanut butter are delicious treats. We both consented to that. It was just over which one is better, chocolate caramel or chocolate and peanut butter. Because it's chocolate and peanut butter and you know it! Still angry about that. Heck, I get obsessive about other things. We just mentioned his ex-wife. I flipped my lid when I saw her eating ice cream with a fork. I'm not OCD or anything, but even I have my limits. He thinks I wouldn't have noticed him eating candy corn. Dude, I flipped my lid when somebody told me they were a Star Wars fan and that their favorite movie was The Phantom Menace. Now I know some of you are going, wait, last week's video you said you don't care if people are Star Wars fans. I don't. But if you claim to be a Star Wars fan, don't try to say that that one is your favorite. It's not. It can't be. Not if you're actually a Star Wars fan. That would be like saying, I love Star Trek and my favorite captain is Janeway. I'm so sad that I know that. So yeah, Mr. I love candy corn. Candy corn is so wonderful. Then why don't you ever consume any candy corn? Why are you in denial? And then that brings us on to my very own flesh and blood, my brother, Josh. I can't debate that he actually likes candy corn, because, well...
God, I love candy corn. I can't eat it, so then I get fat. Oh, wait. Harold!
So, I'll give him that. He really loves candy corn. But I don't trust his opinion on food. He snacks on sardines on purpose. He likes his steak burnt and then drowned in A1 sauce. And if you've been watching this channel for any real length of time, you've probably seen his feelings on fruitcake.
Fruitcake. I love fruitcake. Nom 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 nom.
So just embrace it. Candy corn sucks. So there you have it. That's my story video this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, make sure to hit like, hit subscribe, hit the little bell so you get notifications for when I post new videos, and leave a comment. Those of you who agree with me how bad candy corn is, tell me that you agree that candy corn is bad. Those of you who don't, comment your denial about candy corn being good. Love you guys.